Hi, this is Digital Femme, and welcome to Overland, the YouTube channel that focuses on the OVR.ai platform and its community. So, subscribe to this channel if you are interested in platform developments and community happenings. So, every day there are a lot of community happenings worthy of mention. However, I am choosing to bring up a topic that has occurred over the last few days. This topic centers around Overland tokens collected during the Treasure Hunt 1.0. The OVR treasure hunting game comes with the OVR app. It can be downloaded from the Google Play Store as well as from Apple for iOS users. So the treasure hunting game is developed on augmented reality, similar to Pokemon Go. It requires the user to use their mobile phone and hold it up in front of them to look for treasure chests. Once a treasure chest is found, you merely have to tap on the treasure chest on your phone display. The chest opens and you will get a quantity of OVR tokens from 0.2 tokens all the way up to 100 tokens. As with all mobile games, the back-end development will also have to evolve. Because this game in particular rewards users for their efforts for walking around and collecting OVR tokens, and particularly because the reward is OVR tokens that would also allow you to build on overlands or hexagons on the OVR platform, the ideal would be that all users would go through a KYC verification process. Before I can continue with the recent issue that has arisen recently, I do need to say something. I was previously a tech consultant for a number of years, primarily in the mobile app space. It has been my experience that whenever there has been a game or platform that has been created that rewards its users by various means, and where users access the game or platform through various devices, not only through various devices, but also different operating systems, and especially when your game or platform is still relatively new, there was always a risk of not meeting expectations. And the expectations I am talking about generally come from two parties. The first party is the user base. The users expect the game or platform to operate accordingly to their expectations. And again, when a game rewards users through various means, and users have chosen to put time and effort into the game or platform, especially if they are motivated by the rewards, then there is a clear expectation that their time and effort is directly equated with the rewards that they expect to receive. The expectations of the other party are those of the developers or the company, is that the users enjoy the game and platform, gain some sort of intangible skill, learn something about themselves during the gameplay, and that they behave and respect the game and platform and act morally. I would like to focus on the morally part. It is the year 2021 and consumers are now empowered with devices that they get to choose to use. Not only have the devices grown in sophistication in terms of hardware and software, users too have grown sophisticated in understanding the ins and outs of this hardware and software. Users, being humans, and as humans, are always curious as to how far they can get away with certain things without really being caught. There will always be, regardless of the platform or industry, a group of people who believe they can cheat the system. Now, the things I am going to share at this point are strictly my opinion. I do not work for the OVR team. I am merely an investor in terms of I do own Overlands. Through the recent months and data in the back end that the developer team has probably discovered, they have been suspecting and most likely seeing proof of people cheating the system. You need to know that prior to the date of Monday, June 7th, 2021, users who have been participating in OVR's treasure hunt game, although they were collecting rewards from the treasure chests that they were finding, the total amount of coins collected within the app could not be used within the OVR.ai platform itself when it came to bidding on land. The team has specifically communicated out this fact in various announcements, especially within the last 30 days. The company is not even a year old, and they only have a handful of developers within the team. About a month ago, they started to roll out announcements letting the users and community know that OVR tokens that were collected in the treasure hunt game would soon be integrated into the OVR.ai platform to use to bid on lands. They encouraged people to obtain a crypto wallet such as MetaMask and go through the process of creating or connecting their existing OVR.ai account with the game app on their mobile phones. In fact, a number of reminders were made, especially in the main group of the Telegram chat. in addition to the official Telegram OVR announcements group. One of the most important things when dealing with cryptocurrency, and in this case the OVR token, is that if you want the option to use your OVR tokens to bid on overlands, and because each overland or hexagon is actually an NFT, a non-fungible token that becomes part of the Ethereum blockchain, it's very important to go through the KYC process. The OVR team and developers has been reminding the users and the community that as of June 1st, 2021, encouraged users and the community to please, if they have not already, make sure to complete the KYC process within 20 days. So obviously this main announcement, which was not the first announcement, but talks about connecting the OVR app where people have been collecting their tokens through the treasure hunt and connecting it to the OVR.ai platform via browser, was announced 20 days prior to June 1st, 2021. Now, as I'm saying this date, I'm kind of second guessing myself. I'm not sure if it's actually June 1st, June 4th, or June 7th. The issue is, prior to said date that I may or may not be correct saying, a number of users of the game who have been collecting coins through the treasure hunt have been noticing that their total coins have disappeared, meaning zero. So obviously they went to the main OVR Telegram chat group to explain this issue, and they were very frustrated. A number of them were quite angry. I'm not going to get into the drama, I'm just going to state the facts. Fact 1, a group of people who have been using the OVR.app to play the treasure hunt game have been collecting coins, and some of them have found their coins missing. Fact 2, the OVR development team on the back end have found abuse and misconduct in terms of playing the game. Fact 3, they felt it fair to honor those people who have been playing the game morally. The OVR development team obviously had to find a way to ensure that people who cheated the system would not be rewarded. After a number of complaints in the main OVR group, an official announcement was made and shared among the people in the group. So let's take a look at this announcement now. Now, the interesting thing is that after this document was shared in the main OVR group, there were still a number of people that were very, very upset. Reason being is that they read through this document and found that none of these applied to them. They did not use rooted phones. They felt they did not cheat the system. They received messages saying that they were using rooted phones, hence their tokens would not be honored, when in actuality they say that they are not using a rooted phone. And basically every point that this document outlined to communicate to people that if they have been doing any one of these points, their tokens would not be honored. There are a group of people who have been identified under each point, and a number of people within this group have expressed and complained that it is not so. It's important to note that the developer team has created a form for each person who felt they had been mistakenly accused of abusing the system could appeal using this form. Now, I have not seen this form at this point in time, simply because this issue does not apply to me. Granted, this issue is very frustrating and disturbing to both parties. A situation like this is nothing new, particularly if you have a technology platform that is still in its infancy, and especially if it deals with a form of monetization. Again, the things that I say in this video is my opinion and has nothing to do with the OVR team or their opinion. The way I see it, all the issues that are being experienced by the community and users and the developers is really in a beta phase of development. And what I mean by that is the platform, to me, in my opinion, is really still undergoing testing. And for every single issue that arises that does not meet users' expectations, and developers' expectations in terms of how users should behave using their game or platform, becomes a really good test case for improvement, the ability to understand how groups of people interact and use their game or platform, and to help manage expectations in the future with every rollout. I know recently that OVR.ai had recently celebrated their 6-month anniversary on May the 30th. To me, 6 months is infancy stage when it comes to a tech startup. And I do believe OVR.ai is a startup. I did speak to a few community members a few weeks ago regarding a beta phase, and a few of them did say that they did roll out a beta phase last year. I do feel moving forward with each rollout, the OVR dev team should create an application process for people to fill out to become beta testers of their next featured rollout. Could this situation be handled differently? Absolutely. But when you're dealing with tech, different devices, different people's expectations and behavior, a reward or monetization system, and particularly something that also involves cryptocurrency, and the fact that users are a lot more sophisticated in terms of understanding how they can work around and get around systems, issues like this will always arise. Basically, you don't know what you don't know. And in the case of the developer team, I'm sure that they did expect certain abuses within the system, but I'm sure they also did not expect just how their system got abused. I completely empathize with those users who has spent hours of gameplay collecting tokens that have amassed 1,000, 4,000, and that have played the game right without cheating. I feel for them that when they opened up their app, all their tokens had disappeared. This will be a growing pain that the community and the developers will all go through together. I firmly believe that the developer team are doing the best they can, and I'm sure that when cleaning out the system and process and going through a general sweep of people who potentially abuse the system, some people's accounts were included that shouldn't have been. What that tells me is that there was something in the code that identifies or sweeps the system, and the code just needs to be revised. Emotions are always high, especially when people equate time and effort with monetization and expectations. I wish that both parties will be compassionate on both sides, understand what both sides are going through, and that the user and the community stay patient, continue to have trust and faith in the developer team. Because if you are part of a project and you do not have faith or trust or patience with the developer team, then it's a two-way street. It is a relationship we have. The developers count on users to use the app or the platform so that they can continue evolving and improving. But then if the users do not have trust and faith and lash out at every single thing that is wrong that they find and identify, it is really the wrong message and energy to be sending out to the developers. I would also like to remind the users that even though their time and effort were spent collecting coins, is it really about the coins? You got exercise. You got out and walked. You got out and some of you saw sunsets, sunrises. You got out with your children, your girlfriend, your wife, your boyfriend. You got exercise. You spent quality time with those people when you were treasure hunting with them. And if you weren't treasure hunting with anyone, you got to spend alone time with yourself, and you did have some sort of joy. Remember the feeling when you opened up the chest and found 100 tokens, 50 tokens. Remember that feeling. That is the feeling of joy. And to be honest, that is the only reason why we exist on this three-dimensional plane called Earth, is to have fun, find joy, and spread joy. As far as I'm concerned, the developer team created a great game through the treasure hunt, allowing people to be rewarded with tokens, and that feeling, that happiness, the dopamine effect in your brain does something to your health and well-being. Anyway, that's all for now. If you liked this video, do consider giving a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel so you get notified of all the updates and news that I will be uploading on the upcoming videos. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you will get notified. So wherever you are in this world, have a great day, have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.